Hello, beautiful folks on the internet, wherever you are. It's another day with another dollar, representing to this kind of the attitude and the flagabastic moment. Gonna be tangling to this kind of the moment right now, as gonna be establishing and entitling ourselves to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, as gonna be commencing this kind of the video. Wherever you are, keep tuned, keep it locked forward. Always moving forward is what we have as a courtesy. Here we are representing to make sure that this kind of the reaction is going to be touching, entangling, and also making sure that people going to be aligned where it's necessary. Here we are, back to the banana plantation. Some of the people going to be calling me the banana boy, banana guy, banana whatever it's going to be, but we are representing the heritage. This is what we have. Because if you are out nurtured with whatever is necessary, you are outcrusted like we call it an alien. Don't worry about that one. Back to the spot. What is tangling right now? We have much of the breaking news. Number one, what has happened between the Virginia and the Nation? And they're going to be commencing to telling you much of the reservoirs, how they're going to be coming and entangling what has made them to depart because they had married themselves in one party. What is the causative agent? And right now everybody is looking for another wife. Back to it. And also, why am I talking about, my horses are becoming slim? Yet whenever you see the same person talking about the horses are becoming slim, he's the one who is becoming like a wire. What is causative agent of Kenge? Coming to that one, because he might be suffering with some of different catastrophic agents, but nobody knows the denaturement of this kind of the alteration of his body. Coming to that one. Number three, what is causing much of the trouble right now to this kind of the village, because everybody's talking about how can I go and make tap. You're going to be coming to, because today's today, things going to be handling and everybody going to talk about are going to be getting away and what is coming on to this kind of the party. Number four, dropping is one-on-one. It's talking about right now things going to be cooking out because the people are now changing the contents and the niches going to be changing from why is it starting and how did it start up to the cooking methods of so many ladies engaging into the cooking. And right now, what is the observation? Are the Philippines too much in the watching? Coming to that one. Keep tuned. Back to you wherever you are. Get a seat and grab a seat because today it's one-on-one live. And also, I'm going to be not forgetting also the Africans. Who are we? And what are we? And how are we? Coming to that one. This is the third moment and the third minute as we're going to be starting this kind of the video. If you have to enjoy this kind of the video, subscribe, like, share, comment, because we're going to take you not into granted, but we say thank you very much for you being tuned and locked in. Right now, much of the phones, keep quiet. I'm going to be back to you in a short moment. Exactly. Guys, one-on-one, I said once upon a time. But before we go so far, can you go down there a bit and check somewhere called liking? Like, subscribe, share, and comment. Because this is the real G. It's underscore Gintu back again. And this is the beginning. Back to the hotspot. Once upon a time, I came out vividly and I explained too much. And people started talking about, yes, you might be making sense in some of the sensology, sensing things that are going to be sensing to this kind of the village. And I said, there's no day you will ever be in one of the group and everybody should just be okay with what you are performing. Not everybody should look at you how and which and what are you doing at the perspective that you're going to be winning and we are still looking at you winning. It will never happen in this Nyabohanse village. This is resuming to whereby if the government, I can go with the government, if the government which is on the debt It's performing its mandate in terms of the parliamentary and also executivating and legislating, and also making sure that everything gets to the jurisdiction, everything is getting to its kind of the course. What makes it to be in a different? Whenever you're going to be rising as a politician, you are diminished if you are not in the same party which is to the enlightenment and it's unto the power. What happens? You'll be lowered. The government will make sure you're going to be subjecting you to things that will make you to fear and start losing that kind of the powerology of raising up to become who you are. And if you sense like you're going to be doing something different and something very useful, and you're going to be elevating some of the common mwananchi, we call them wajeko, talk about the civilian people. If you start giving them some of the information and they know themselves, the government takes you as a traitor, and it will deal with you circumphoniously and repetitively to make sure that it diminishes wherever you are. What happened to this kind of the young boy called Nation 1? Nation was once upon a time, and I told them, once Nation was my top mason, and I was ever using him when I started the charity. When some of the people ever approached and talked about Gintu, we can do this kind of the platform, me and you, and we engage some of the people we know onto the platform, use some of the YouTubers also to get a content. We're never going to be using them. There's a time that he was calling himself Nation 254. He changed his name into Nation 1. Now, what happened with Nation 1? Nation 1 saw like, and I said, and I always say it, if you see this party is not making the sense, look for the party that will benefit you. Not all the party will be negative and you will make it as negative. This is the party going to be this way, you will make it at this way. No. Some of the party, you have to analyze them, check them properly and understand, is this party going to be reaching me where I want? Will it reach me where I need it to reach? And whenever you're going to be engaging to that party, understand which terms and conditions are ever to be applied and to be laid out to make sure you're going to be following it, and the causative agents gonna be making things to be followed. Number one, Nation talked about the channel doomed. It went down, and they talked about how am I going to ascomarize my channel and rise up a bit. And now he engaged himself into getting to David Jr. And they were working at the Dancing Grandma, and they were making their own things there, terrible things there, lying to the audiences and talking about whatever is not necessary. And what happened? Nation started booming. The channel started becoming very meticulous, and everybody knew. Everybody knows it. Like whenever the channel starts growing, everybody starts looking like, oh, you are making money. And even some of the people will like to call you bad person. They will like to call you jealous person. They will like to call you like right now, oh, you are looking like you don't want other people to engage because you are getting some views. You understand what is making Nyabohanse to have this kind of the jealousy is the views. Not even like it's the money. Mostly, some of the people have never engaged to understand this. When you see so many people talking about, oh, they don't want Gintu to be with this kind of the person, they don't want to film Gintu, they don't want to be with this one, they don't want to be met with another person, including what makes those kind of those sorts of the things not to rhyme with them, it's only about views. If the views will be ringing out and the views will be coming out, like even if Gintu is there or not, you are getting views, nobody is bothered with you. It's only some of the people who are watching you, and they know like there's a person they are supporting, and you are chasing those people in terms of the views. They come out and talk about, oh, you are a bad person, you are uploading videos before the other person. They think about you're gonna be getting such kind of the views, and you have jealousy about the other person. And understandable, everybody was doing his own content at that kind of the reach, which is making people to feel like people are bad, maybe the other YouTubers are bad, but it's not okay. And this is what has made this kind of the Nation, because everything he knows it. He knows how things are happening. And David Jr. is one of the people. If he could be a serial killer, he could be a very threatening agent. He could be a very stupid person, very lunatic, because he doesn't want to see this progressing if he cannot benefit from you. Number one, this kind of the work of the Dancing Grandma, everybody was subjected to the work. If you have finished the other work and you are subjected to the same level, and we have some of the subscribers who ever watch even the lowest Even the lowest channel, they ever watch it. And they want now to come out creatively to talk about, oh, you know, I saw this kind of the person to this kind of the channel talking about this way, talking about this way. And at the long last, you'll come to understand like this kind of the people are the ones who are taking this kind of the initial small synopsis about or the recaps about what they watched and getting to this kind of the people. Now this kind of the gentleman was there. I don't know if they want to be sharing this kind of the girl was called Yaya, and you understand whenever they look like this kind of the person is looking weird. Yaya is a bit mentally not stable. Whenever it comes out at night, they understand whatever going to be coming out. So she is not stable in terms of the medication and the mentality. She's not stable. So they saw like whenever we talk about Yaya, can you open this way? Yaya will go and talk about, yeah, this is everything is coming out. Whenever they talk about, oh Yaya, you know, you are turning good, oh, you are nyashing, oh, your waist is wasting, they're going to be coming talk about, oh, no, don't say such, please, you are making me to feel crazy a bit. And they talk about, oh, this now I'm going to be making it happen. And you understand a man is a man. And once upon a time I said, when a man is satisfied with food and is full, the stomach is full, there's nothing they ever think about. And if you give this kind of the gentlemen, take them, analyze them, look at, take some women. I want to give you an example. Take some women, like 70, 80, 90 years, place them together and bring an African there, or any kind of a woman, or any kind of a man. Bring them to that kind of an enclosed system, and don't allow this man to go outside. And make sure that he eats from there, he do whatever, cleaning this kind of the people. At the end of the moment, whenever he's just eating and being satisfied, he will look at those kind of the aged woman, 70, 80, 90, 92, 20, 75. He will see of those women who are there, he will see like those kind of a woman who is 83, she looks better than even the other people. So she looks a bit beautiful. And I can approach and I can ask for something that I need because I'm satisfied, I'm full. What I'm thinking about is underneath. That's the only thing you can be thinking about. So it's the same thing that happened to Nation and Devi. They were talking about, oh, when we see here, we see Yaya, we see Dancing Mom. We see Yaya, she might be a bit different because the Nyash is there. And let us, both of them, they find themselves approaching and asking. Like when this kind of the gentleman went and talk about, oh, you know, yeah, it might be this way, it might be this way. Another gentleman is coming from the back. David is in the morning, the other one is in the evening, the other one is in lunch. Everybody is asking about, oh, how can I do whatever is necessary? Because everybody has eyes and everybody has the carelessly hanging objects. Or, wait. Yeah, man, didn't know you. Yeah, we have some of the staffs here which are coming to eat some chicken. And we had to deal with them circumphoniously here. Exactly. So they are just some egos. Huh? We have to understand whenever it comes to the village cycle, we have such kind of the stuff that always appears to make sure that they're going to be eating some chicken from the entire ecosystem. So what happened now? This kind of the people are now fighting because of this kind of the lady. And the lady is making things to be worsened. And the lady they're talking about is a lady who has been married more than 8 times to 10 times. And everybody is leaving her because of some conditions that are ever applying at night. And I don't know if they're going to be taking, I don't know, some of the men, they're there only to use at that specific time. Like, oh, I want to see Jenyash, oh, is nyashing and there and such kind of the things. And they move repetently and talk about, oh, I cannot do whatever is necessary to this kind of the lady. Or I cannot go with this kind of the lady out. It's only unto the bush. You understand, we have the green lodges, we have toilet lodges, we have the bath lodges. That's where they go for the green lodges there. And they're going to be getting whatever they need at that kind of the area. But what is making things to be so worse? And I told much of the people, don't think about when you go to Kenge, things are going to be so good. When you go to Devijune, things they will be so good at the start. But when they continue at a specific rate, you'll come to understand like you are the one to be eaten. And one day, one time, you'll get out from that kind of the position and we'll lose it because the much of the people who are ever there, they're talking about, oh, you are a bad person, or I never knew that how bad you are. Shame on them because they think about that person is very bad, is not given a chance to explain themselves. And if they are given the chance to explain themselves, look at now Nation is now looking helter-skelter, is now talking about, oh, what are going to be doing. And some of the times you find like this kind of the YouTubers, they ever come out to talk about, oh, I'm going to be having having this kind of the subscribers, I'm going to be having views, I'm going to be having now, I'm making money. At the end of the moment, you'll find like whenever they are not thrown out, the rate starts coming down and they start asking about what am I doing. Oh, they feel like even stressed, number one, mortality rate, number two, number three, they find themselves looking weird, like they cannot even be walking around, and they feel like, am I going to react upon it, and what is the impact? But they are told, oh, you know, be positive. I see so many people singing other people like, oh, you know, this kind of the person is ever this way, and they are ever chased out. They are ever not represented. They are not allowed to enter any kind of the space that this kind of the gentlemen are. But at the end of the moment, they are there to cherish whatever is not available. They are just there to think about, oh, one day, one time, the hope will come. And I want to give them a little bit of a hope. Can you check about how this kind of the lady was ever been used? Talk about the Papa lady. And she ever was there. She was ever been eaten from that kind of an area. And she was being used before Rolo could ever arrive to the villa there. You understood it. And right now where she is, and everybody's looking, where are they? Everybody's looking at them, and they were ever at the top. Every day they could be making views, they could make money, but at the end of the moment, they started from the top section. They never started from down. And talk about also the impact you have to the ecosystem. You talk about, oh, now I'm in this kind of the team. You understand also that team is suffering, number one. The same team is having their own stress, number two. The same team is having their own stupid things that they're ever doing. Number four, they have their own things that they're doing, which is not to be coming out the way some of the people want to make them out. Like they need their own privacy, but the privacy they want to have is only the secret. I want to give you a little bit of something. When somebody is ever coming out to tell you like, oh, you know, this kind of the person gonna be this way, gonna be this way, gonna be this way. I want you to understand like everybody has his own character of talking about, I don't want this kind of the information to get out. I don't want it to get out. But they want themselves to make your secrets to come out. And to that kind of the position, we cannot allow it. In a way, like you have to talk about others, but when you are spoken, people spoke about you, you start talking about you're going to be jailing other people. You're going to be taking them to the court. You're going to be doing whatever is necessary, which is making things to be so weird and faragabastic. And we cannot entitle ourselves to such kind of the exhibitions, and we are still there to talk about, oh, you know, they're going to be having money. It will be the stupidest thing ever possible to this kind of the world. And I told them, if they could be bearable to come out and start talking about, oh, we're going to be doing anything to get into, can you approach? Because we are there affordable and making sure that we're going to be checking one-on-one, because we are ever one-on-one. And another thing which is overcoming out here is very crazy. I had one of the gentlemen talking about, oh, you know, I'm checking my horses, they're becoming slender, they're becoming thin, and the real thing is, look at, he doesn't have a field that has grass. You are buying things that you understand like you don't have the fast food for them. You are ever bringing some hay. Some hay is just a supplement, and you're talking about, oh, you're going to be giving them some hay and much more like that one. A horse is something that needs very much care, including you have to be so secure about the grass, the greener pasture. Do you have the greener pasture? Somebody's talking about it, the horses are becoming thin. He doesn't look at himself. Have you ever seen Ken how he's looking like? He looks like alphabetically not in order. Because when you really act perpendicular to see how this kind of gentleman is looking like, he's looking thinner, like very thin. You think about it, a stick which is stacked at a same position. Is this kind of the human body? And a bit, how can a person, such kind of a man, I've seen so many people, they're going to be talking about they have money. Something which is making things to be crazy is whereby Kenge doesn't have money. He's ever looking for a person who can supplement and give him money to become a millionaire he wants to be. In a way that he is ever dealing with things that he cannot reach. Because he's ever exposing his nudes, he's ever exposing his body, he's ever exposing his family, ever exposing his own way of the things he ever do. He doesn't have anything to do. He understands he cannot travel because he was thinking about he's a man enough to fight with Gintu. Can him go to the United States of America if he's a man? Tell him to try it if he's a man ever. And you understand, we are not fighting to the ground. People, we have to get a mindset of how are we going to be entangling to make sure that the other things have to be handled the way they are. When you see the red spot, and you have to deal with how the red spot is ever coming out. Number one, when somebody's fighting, his fights are in Kenya, fight from outside. And this kind of the people ever understood, like, oh, this kind of the person, we have made him happen. Or in Kenya, yes, they have won in Kenya, but tell him to go to the United States of America. He's only be watched there, but he can never meet with anyone. He was ever cheating to this kind of the people, telling them, oh, you know, you are my subscribers, going to be buying you the lands in Africa. How many people ever invested in the lands in Africa and they are dead? Look at how stupid people are going to be taken into a granted situation, and people still are persistent, talk about, oh, you know, it's going to be this way. Understand the one rule, and one rule is they want to gain the whole village, and they're buying, even if a foreigner come, they're buying in the same village they want, because to make sure that that same village, they are expanding their territories. These people, they are going to die. That is it. Look at the old grandma, Jamaican old grandma. She died and she left the plot. And imagine the gentleman is standing out and telling people, oh, you know what? This kind of the land are going to be telling his family. And the family, nobody knows about this woman bought a land in Kenya. And the gentleman has already won it, and people are ever lied for. And the same land was taken to, it was given to Roro, so she can just be planting some of the bananas there. And some of the people are ever not entrusting to understand, like some of the people are coming to die. Look at Jamaican uncle. Where is he? He is now going to die. He doesn't have anything to offer to this kind of the country, because the land is taken, and taken for good, because he can never access anything. He doesn't have the buying, talk about the buying proposals, talk about the papers that were used to buy this kind of the land. The land agreement is not available. The person who has the land agreement is only the king. And so we're talking about, oh, you know, I'm going to be giving you some of the land. This is a stupid thing that's going to be coming outside there, and people cannot even entitled to understand it. And this is the real fact about it. We have to understand things that are going to be coming. The people are going to be investing to this kind of the country. They should be very, very keen. Use other people who are mentally very stable, and they will just tell you the reality about this kind of the things, how they're going to be happening. Because people might be there to tell you, oh, it's going to be this way, it's going to be this way. But at the end of the moment is a misery. And that is it. Number three, this kind of the gentleman is ever there to squeeze himself and start talking about, oh, you know, he is not eating well. Who is there to cook for him? Anastasia, she's ever in school. He is ever running himself, the cucumbers there and there, hinging cucumbers here and there in the whole compound. He does nobody to cook for him. The only people who are just available, everybody has run out from the compound. The only person who is there to cook is the brother to the condad, who is the gatekeeper. So you can imagine you are entrusting that kind of the man to cook for you. And what are you going to be eating there? Is there something which is the feces, or is the food that's going to be coming? So this kind of gentleman has a problem. Even if the good thing about the food, even before when he married, this kind of the Roro guy, who is ever in Argentina, look at this kind of the portfolio. It's number one. This lady ever once cooked rice with milk, and I was surprised. I was a chief, but I've never seen such kind of a stupid, very stupid recipe that I've never seen in this kind of the world. Like a person is cooking rice with milk, so whenever the milk gonna be effervescing to come out and talk about expanding each kind of the territories, how is it going to be with the expansion of the rice? It will be so misery. And a person is placing so many stupid things to the rice, and you are cooking things that you cannot eat. At the end of the time, whenever everything is cooked out, now you are tabling everything to the table. You want to do the service, and you talk about, no, I cannot eat that one. Or, Gintu, can you serve your old people who are coming from outside? Whom do you want to eat, and you have not eaten whatever you have just cooked? Which is very reasonable. She doesn't know how to cook. She's a street lady. She is a ghetto lady. Right now, she's painting the wall and talking about, oh, this is what I can come out with. They have lack whatever they want to do, because this lady has played a very meticulous game. She has gone to Argentina to make sure that she is ever coming out from the misery, because this man is so brutal. The people have never understood. Me, once upon a time, I was working there, and I was around the fish farm. And whenever I'm just cleaning the fish ponds there. I'm checking Roro could come out in Aaron Dante's house, which they built because that house was built with people, and the people subjected themselves, talking about, I'm going to be building this room to be mine. Aaron Dante has a room. Christmas List has a room. Dimwango has a room. And so many people, they have rooms there. And in complaining, Keng is coming out to tell us, oh, this is my villa, whatever. It was built with the people. And the people, they have their own access. There's some of the rooms in that villa, they are never accessed, if you like it or not. Why am I saying so? The room of Aaron Dante, who was staying in that kind of the room, was the condad. What was the con mom? What was she doing there? She was ever watching some of the porn movies and to that kind of the room. And they're talking about this, the woman who's going to be serving this kind of the nation. She's just a woman who has to be taken care of, not to be placed where some of this kind of the lunatic videos I've ever played. And they're talking about, oh, you know, that's where she came from. And they're talking about, yeah, I can see women are having some of the panties here and they're walking with the panties. She went to clean herself in the river using and wearing a panty, and ever such kind of the stupid things are ever coming out. You have to understand how things are becoming. And somebody's ever coming to tell us, oh, you know, it could be this way, it could be that way. Very stupid things that you ever have to think about if you are men. You are having some of the rooms in your area that you don't understand. This room is for this room is for the, why was it created? Why was it constructed? And why are these kind of the things heaped and they are just placed in that kind of the room? You don't understand. That's number one. And number two, this kind of the lady, how she was ever coming out to express herself. It's only talking me and her. We never had a good interaction. Like I could go to Roro and talk about, oh, hey, oh, beautiful lady, you know, you are looking muzungu here and whatever and whatever and whatever. I could not have that kind of the courtesy to go there and express myself. But the real thing had to come out clearly. She was ever looking reddish. What was the reddish for? Slaps, hitting her like a Cherokee drum, and she was ever serious, ever crying, and she was ever looking like, how am I going to find things? Yes, Madi?
Hey, vipi?
Fresh, ukoaje?
Uko fresh, mzigo nimeuchukua.
Oh, umepata?
Lakini sijui namba siandika aje.
Namba?
Sikupata message.
Oh, lakini umepata mzigo?
Nimejipeleka huko, hata nimeipata hapo nje.
Oh, lakini haina ngori, nilitumana msee wa bodaboda akapeleka.
Namba niliandikwa vibaya.
Oh, namba yako iliandikwa vibaya?
Mwisho ilishia 61 na inafaa kuishia 91.
Oh, lakini kama alikuwa na confusion kidogo, lakini jina?
Jina lilikuwa sawa.
Safi, hiyo hakuna ngori. So unaelekea Makejani? Thank you.
Humu ni mtoto tu.
Aha, wacha tuangalie vile fomu itakuwa fit, then takumwokalizia.
Hii mwezi yote hata sijaingia. Sasa ndio tumeona nimeanza kazi zimeanza kukuja.
Sawa, no problem. Wacha nikimaliza niko kwa video afu nitakushtua.
Sawa basi.
Aya. This is my brother. I'm going to be having a little bit of the talking here and there. And I sent much of the things. You understand, things are sent from the village nowadays. It's now not sent from town. They are sent from village to town. So the life is changing. And whoever is not changing with how the life is changing, you just sit there and relax. Because things are now changing rapidly. We chased the colonial. The colonial time, we chased the coloners. Oh, not the coroners. We chased the people who are colonialism. They are called colonial people. We chased them out. And we are hoping like one time we're going to be establishing our area to be like them. But at the end of the moment, the life changed again. We are the people who are running to them again. And we chased them, get out from us. And again, we are running to them. We are running to the U.S. like a safari rally. Whenever somebody talks about, oh, Gintu, are you going to be coming to the U.S.? My friend, do the ticketing. I'll do it very meticulous. And how are we running to that kind of an area? That's what I was talking about. An African mind is an African mind. Because we cannot sense about what is tomorrow. We have a nose like whenever we take them out, we will take their lands. And are we going to be farming? What are we going to be farming to those kind of the lands? It will be hectic and miscellaneous and confirmational, talking about, oh, you know, again, we are ordering some of the things again to... This is Africa. We have to understand Africa is Africa. And right now, the things now are coming from reserve to town. People thought about things are coming from town to reserve. A bit of a change. So if you cannot go with how the change is, we have a problem. And we have to encounter and understand it. Number 3. what I was talking about is the brutality that is ever to be offered outside here. If you know you're going to be brutalizing to your family, don't brutalize to everybody. Like you want to be, it's only like Kenge lacks a body. If you could be a huge person, we could be fighting every day. Like you could be coming to Gint. So he's ever talking about, oh, because my body is small. So Kenge cannot come to approach me and think about he can do anything. He's just a very small baby to me. I can throw him like a stone from here to somewhere else. I can even throw him to hit some monkey in a tree, because he's a bit, he has to look for a better thing. And how can you be a millionaire? You have everything and you are lacking a body. I'm not. Is he having some things that we are not understanding? Is he having some miscellaneous and unconditional circumstances that we don't understand? We have to criticize some things. It's criticizing much of the things every time. He's finding like he thinks about the body is everything or whatever we're going to be doing. He thinks about how the body now is very slender and I'm not the one who has been. I ate from his compound and I became the way I am. And he's eating the same thing more than whatever even eat. He's having money even to go wherever he want to go. But he's looking so thin and he's looking like even, talk about the tail of a house is even at least, is looking a bit bigger and very healthy than even him. And you understand some of the things, you have to look at them very keenly. Number one, which is making him to have that one, is just the karma which is flowing onto him. He has chased so many innocent people. He has been arresting innocent people. He has been doing miscellaneous things to innocent people. Ladies are crying outside there because of molestation. Talk about some of the people who are just crying because of his kind of the brutality. Roro is crying in Argentina because of his stupidity and brutality. Look at how these kind of things are ever coming out. And is there to talk about, oh, you know, it's because people hate me. Who hates you? Nobody hates you. It's your hate hating you. Because the more you hate other people, the more your body gonna be hating you. And that is the effective. Don't think about the money is everything. Some of the people might come here stupidically and start talking about, oh, Gintu, you'll never be like him. I'm not interested to be like him. That's why I am here and I'm having my own things to do and I can do whatever I want to do at my own pace. But not to kneel at somebody and start begging. I'm not a nation now to go and start begging to Dawood and talk about, oh, you know, Dawood, I'm very sorry. Please welcome me. And they will never welcome him. And they ever worked together. What has forced them? What has made them? It's only views. It's only subscribers. And the people are fighting for this kind of the things that are not even theirs. Like you are fighting for something that you know this thing is not yours. This kind of the other stuff is not yours. A bit so scary. And some of the people have to rely on some of the things that are not even compensatable. Like somebody's talking about, oh, you know, I don't want to see you in my sight. I don't want to see you in my sight. And you think about you own those kind of the villages. Look at how an African is to be used. In including the things that this kind of the person is gaining from the other thing is something like if you share, things are going to be so okay. And why is it like Ondari's family is becoming so lunatic and stupid at this kind of the time? And they think about things are going to be so worse. And you understand the same people they are talking about are going to be helping the same people. You understand their sister, how she's suffering. Their sister is lacking even good attires. Even the students talk about the children not going to school. Why couldn't they go there and support their sister? Because the mother, she's the one who is ever surprising, coming, running east, west and south, go and support with a little bit that comes out. And this kind of the gentlemen, they are there flatting this kind of the meticulous ladies outside there and leaving them with the diseases. Look at what happened with the other lady who went for the operation because of the ulcers, not even ulcers. Talk about cancer. And we are praying for her. As we say, Casta. We are praying for her because the operation went successful and everything is ever running good. And we say respect to her and things going to be working so meticulous because the last time I got an information about her, because I have something called NBI, Nyabohanse Bureau of Investigation, the operation went successful, but she's under treatment, talk about under care to make sure that she's going to be recovering much of the things. Talk about this kind of the cancerology thing, talk about the cancer, something which is very hectic and also very troublesome. And whenever it's going to be stacking to your body a bit, it alters your body functioning some of the times, and sometimes it will leave you hanging out if it's taken care of in early stages. It's very meticulous, but if it reaches to the middle stages, it's only you go for the medication and also some clinics. You'll be told about you, just come, we check about you, give you some over, but at the end of the moment you are waiting for the death, and that is the only subject you will ever be provided with. Let me tell you a little bit of a story here. There's one of the ladies, the sister to Maja KE. You understand, she has undergone 3 surgeries, including the cancerologist. Talk about the cancer that ever appeared to her. And a bit, you understand, this kind of the things are ever brought with muchly. This kind of, the contraceptives, number one, ever they are brought with too much hectic with boys. Sometimes some of the people ever say so, and I don't know if it's something which is ever recommendable with the doctors about the causative agent. Talk about this kind of the ladies whenever they're going to be hinging here and there, and they're ever talking about it's going to be this way, it's going to be this way, it's going to be this way. And you understand, right now nobody knows about Castor. You understand it? And she was ever booming, ever coming out very meticulous, but whenever she has been found to a problem like she needs a surgery, nobody could ever stand. They're talking about, oh, we need some money, we're contributing for money for this kind of the lady. At the end of the moment, nobody knows if it was sent or it was not sent, because things are ever happening out to be so misery. And this is why this kind of the family is surviving, because number one, the money was sent for Castor. I received much of the information about it, and some of the money went to David Jr.'s construction, and so many people were ever complaining about it. The money was not reflected to the mom of Castor, and what happened. And that's the point I ever come to this kind of the young boys. I tell them, you will ever associate yourself with this kind of the people. At the end of the moment, they will ever use you in the back and they will backstab you, and there's nothing you can do, because they will throw you and they will tell you your time was there, and if you never used your time, you are just miserable. And that's the moment you ever come out to say, I'm very sorry to Nation, and I'm just added a position to Castor, and she's ever getting the clinics to make sure that she's going to be surviving this kind of the cancer, because it's one of the deadliest diseases that are ever killing so many innocent people outside here. And that is again, talk about the sister to Maja KE also. She got such kind of the treatment, and the first surgery, the second surgery, she was even, the breasts were even cut. She's now plain, there's nothing. She's now looking like me. And a bit is scary whenever it comes to, you are a mother, you had some children. I don't know if she was not having some children. A bit scary whenever it comes to that kind of the diseases. We say we are praying to the living God. I know there's so many people watching this kind of the video. Maybe they're going to be having such kind of the cancers, and they're there to talk about, are going to be watching Gintu to make sure that things are going to be coming out, or Gintu going to be talking this way. I like whenever this kind of the person, not only Gintu, we have different people going to be talking to this kind of the YouTube, and they talk about, I have to use this kind of the person so I can get whatever we're going to be talking about, or I feel better whenever this kind of the person is talking about whatever is going to be coming out. And I understand, I say, I read a position to you, and some of the people are sick, wherever they are, I say, are in a position also, and wherever you are. As far as everything is concerned, there's another lady here in Nyabohanse. She ever came to me here 2-3 times. She ever went to Prince Kasagati 2-3 times asking for a little bit of some money for her to get. And even last time here, there was a contribution that was ever ongoing. I don't know how it went, because she was ever getting some treatment of the cancer, and yeah, she's here. There's this kind of she's called she's you can see this one, contribution towards Catherine Mokami Ihongo for breast cancer treatment. It's there, and you can see it there. And she was being she got the contribution, but that kind of the money, the first time she came to my home, I gave her some money, and I told her, go to the hospital and check. And she told about, oh, you know, I'm going to be getting some scanning and much more. I talked about CT scan. Yes, can you go for the CT scan? I paid some money, and she went for the CT scan. Those are the things that we're ever doing behind the camera. And when this kind of the lady went for the CT scan, she got a report, and the report came after 2 weeks. When the 2 weeks are over, she went for the operation. Talk about Moi Eldoret. And when she went there, she was told your cancer is, it is now broadened, and it cannot be treated the way it is now. It has grown more than from the breast. Now it has touched the other parts of the ribs. I talk about now going to the stomach. And a bit, it's going to be a scary thing. Now she was told to go for the clinics, because there's nothing they can do. They cannot cut only the breast, because it has already taken over the other parts of the body. Now becoming a problem to her. So she's told to go for the clinic for her to wait for her death, because that's the only thing you'll be told. That's the only hope, because that is the only hope that can come. Just tell the person, this is the only thing that can come. Because right now she's going, but she's talking about, I'm dead person, you're walking dead. And as the person is ever coming to intimidate other people outside, talk about, oh, I will just arrest you because of this or because of this one. Better she go and check her body things, because she's going to be suffering for this kind of the cancerology. Because she's ever stressing herself, himself, and much more. The wife is the one. Right now is sleeping like a panga. Whenever he sleeps this way until in the morning, because he cannot turn himself. Maybe he be turned. Because right now is just celebrating something called Bachelor of the Boyhood. And this is the real thing which is ever coming out to this kind of an ecosystem. And this is a learning terminologies that ever come out with. And this is a learning video. People should learn from it. And they should understand, like, there's a time for everything. And if the time has reached for you to make it happen, make it happen. Whenever the time will reach for you to be down, it will be down. For the time will reach for you to be up, it's up. For the middle, it's the middle. If you range it, you range it. And that is how the life is. But don't start talking about, oh, because you have so many supporters, you're going to be coming to hinder so small channels. And you want to make sure that you're going to be diminishing them. You're going to be making them vibrant and nothing less, vaporize. And you think about, oh, you're going to be so the mercy of this kind of the village. A bit scary, and we are not into that position, and we'll never ever render ourselves to talk about that. Is the thing we ever get with. Number 3 section, I wanted to touch about right now much of the people are talking about we are changing, and when the changes are coming, we have to change with how the change is changing us, with the changes of the changing of the climate, and also the change of the niches. To this kind of the YouTube platform, we started with so many things. Some of the people even cannot even recall how it started. From the party time, we can start from 2023, how the changes have been, and to this kind of the platform. Number 1, when the party was there's something that was trending during the party. It was showering onto the rivers and exposing our nudes, to make sure that people are going to be showering and showing their booms out, talk about showing their waist out, showing their buttocks out, to make sure that people are going to be enjoying the session. Talk about the Indians, talk about the people from Philippines, talk about people from wherever, Brazilians, whatever, UK, US. They could be enjoying, talking about, oh, these are mafrumbanya. They're talking about, yeah, they're going to be shaking, pam, 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 pam. And whenever a person is walking, they talk about, yeah, you beautiful lady, you are given the nyash is nyashing here, and a bit they're going to be talking about, and the person is feeling like, oh, now you're being told you're so beautiful, and they start now becoming too much lipstick, and they go and talk about, yeah, we are showering, and we are grinch and much more. They're talking about nonsensical things. They're ever showering. It trended. Showering videos. It was brought with the Mwango during that time, and also the mom included. She ever went for the shower to make sure that she's going to be showing her own nyash is nyashing. A little bit of a whole woman and a whole madam is showing out the nyash. Very stupidical thing here. And whenever I feel like that one, I feel like even coughing blood, because some of the things that are not even usual to be shown out, some people they want to go to a trend, a Western life that is not them. Look at how we are losing our own culture and the norms of our own clans that we are coming from. Because how is it possible? Like a person want to show you, because even to the recent time, it's only in the 21st century, ladies started wearing some pipes, talk about long trousers or whatever. They could be wearing like whatever jeans, because it was not meant to be that way. It's only that life you could see it in the West life, the Western life, because we are not oriented into that one. People have to understand it. The only people who brought such kind of the impact and the culture, the people from the Western, because they wanted to talk about, yeah, whatever we can do, even you can do, because the life is yours. And there's one of the musicians who sang, our life ni yako, shughulika na yako. Maisha ni yangu, shughulika na yako. Life is mine, you sort yours there. Yes, we understand, but how is the culture? How is the people going to be growing right now? And it's a bit messy, very messy, very, very messy. And which is something which is going to be very contradicting to our own system of today. And that is what we're going to be hindering our own emotions of today. And that's the fact. And coming to the same scenario, look at right now, we are now moving with the trend. And people got out from now showering, because now they were exposing their bodies. Now they went into something called now nudes. The nudes, people was now sending they were sending some of European tubes to talk about, I want to see fallopian tube using magnesium of my eyes, and people were ever stretching themselves, the legs were there, another one were there. We want to see fallopian tube, which is an oviduct, which was a vita problem whenever it comes to the real concerns of today. And whenever I talk about that, we understand what I mean. People want to see everything. And they started now giving people the real impact to the society, like this is what you have to do at that kind of the age. And what they're going to be coming out to the real ecosystem, the way we are ever speaking out. We are becoming stupid. And it trended. People started trending with it. People trended with it. And at the long last, when it came out, people understood it. Again, the reaction came in. People started talking about the reaction. This is how it's gonna be. These people are faking these people are faking their life. These people are hindering our emotions. And people trended with this kind of the reaction. Also, the reaction is dying. Where kijana? Where? A bit it was a problem. And again, look at this. Again, people now talked about what we're going to be doing. They started cooking. People started cooking. You understand? Right now, if you go to a river and start showering, people will see you as a stupid, lunatic, psychopathic person, because it's not something that you have to show out. And people saw like it was there. Now it's not there. The person who brought it was the one who ever expressed herself, and people knows even how the pimples are aligned onto the buttocks. And they will tell you there's a black spot at the top of the buttocks, and at the lower of the buttocks there's a scar. And this is a very stupid thing you are ever exposing your body. And they'll ever tell you how the tights are looking like. Oh, you're gonna be having stretch marks onto the tight, and oh, the tight is so black, and why is the face so a bit whitish like a mzungu? It's going to be a scary thing, and we don't want to reach to that one. People started now exposing and talking about all the new, and again people started talking about, yeah, you sent me money to do this, you do this, and again it has died. The only person who is still using it, it's only David Jr., who is ever using Matiko's wife in Sirare and still exposing and ever opening the legs like Safari Rane. You'll think it's a wheelbarrow style, and talk about, yeah, we have to send and picture this kind of a stuff which is the surface area exposed, and talk about you have to use it very meticulously in terms of sending to other people in in Norway, and talk about you're going to be sorting out some of the money bills. A bit a problem, and you understand that kind of the impact how it came. And again, people have moved into cooking. The reaction also, people are reacting, and they understand. Some of the people right now, they're going to be not have some of the reactions here, because things are now changing. People want to change with how the changes are changing. People now have to be told the direct forward truth, like this is this and this is this, because that's where we are heading to. And we don't want some of the impact about, oh, you know, it could be this way, it could be that way. We don't want to reach on that kind of an ecosystem. And another thing is the cooking right now. Most of the people started the cooking, and they understand like the cooking needs a lot of money. They think about you have to start cooking, or you'll be cooking banana every day. Not everybody is needing a banana. Some of the people want something which is diversified. And also, people went to talk about some of the tribes. They started traveling from one tribe to another. Talk about the tribe. And again, everybody now saw how the tribes are, and there's nothing you can do with those kind of the tribe anymore. Everybody now is fed up with those kind of the tribes. Everybody now is fed up with the food that is ever cooked, because we never cook a whole year, and talk about we never start coming on with the same things that are going to be cooking. And talk about people now fed up. Talk about now we need something else also. And that's why I talk about there's a changes that are going to be coming, and that's why we have to move with what it's trending to, and that is it. Right now we are moving to whereby people are now being chased from the works. People are now surrendering from the works. You have seen what is happening to Kenya there. People are now moving heterosexuals and imaginatively talking about, no, this is not a surface area for me to work. This is not a good condition. This is not a conducive information or conducive work I can just do, or a conducive environment that I can just work from. A bit a scary thing. And some of the people are ever there to talk about, oh, you know, you have to work to this kind of the condition because of A, B, C, D. A bit scary. And we don't want to reach to that kind of an ecosystem. We have to deal with what comes out correctly, at which rate and what kind of the sphere are we going to be running to? That's where we are rushing to. But this kind of the rushment from here, the rushment from there, a bit scary. We don't want to reach into that one. And also we have much of the breaking news going to be coming to this kind of an Esquire each and every time, because we have much more to entangle and also entail, because we have much of the things to ever express ourselves and do it. And this is the doing. We understand from this kind of the village, we have the jealousness. And this kind of the jealousness is making us to have a problem about the liquor and much more about it. And we don't know what we can do, because the liquor is taken over the game. Everybody's talking about, oh, I'm not yours. I'm not you are from your home. I'm not yours. So you do your own things and leave me alone, because some of the stress, women are leaving. Gentlemen cannot take care of the women. Women cannot take care of the gentlemen. So which kind of the people? Right now, nobody is going to marry, because we are talking about a woman. You are talking about how expensive am I going to expense myself? Because right now, whenever you marry a woman, she's talking about how am I going to come and be settled down, and I cannot look, because our man is who married me, and I cannot go and look for alternative and make sure you're going to be working also. A bit stupid whenever it comes to the real conscience of the matter, which is making us to be very stupid whenever it comes to the marriage practices that we are ever doing and to this kind of the village. Because right now the boys are ever running out of the marriage, and they're talking about, no, we cannot marry. Look at one of the Kenganism. The Kenganism is not ever talking about the marriage is ever to entangleize. Because of what? There's no marriage there. Why am I saying about the marriage is no longer available? It's because you look at how the treatment is ever coming. How are you treating them? And how are you acting upon the ladies? Because there's one of the gentlemen who's ever to use them and dump them. This is the junior. Look at how the age is. And we're never going to be marrying now. You'll be like 40 and you're going to be having a child 1 year at 40. And which kind of the life you're going to be talking about, you are going to be suppressing from? A bit a stupid thing that's going to be coming out. We have to look at the things, how they're going to be coming out very exclusively from one moment to another moment. And that is why we're going to be running into it. Also going to be having some of the breaking news that are going to be coming from the next video. It's going to be tangling to understand about what has happened with Nasto and Vanessa, and also the Miss Flare, because what is ever coming out, I'm going to be coming with that kind of the video, dropping one-on-one, because things are going to be popping out. You never understand, and you never ever acknowledge what's going to be coming. That video going to be hot, hotter and hottest, because everything has its kind of the time. We are now going to understand who was used and how the nudes were being sent for the money, and people are ever outside to tell you this is how it is. It's gonna be coming from Nasto, Miss Flare and Vanessa J. It's gonna be coming to you, because things gonna be reading from there. Back to the G Castle, gonna be checking what's gonna be popping out here. We are moving with the tiling, and the ladies here. Ladies and gentlemen, hi.
Hi guys.
Who is the guy?
Oh.
Hey. She is hungry. Please look at that. I don't know if you have understood.
Let me take for it.
Yeah, there's a problem.
I want porridge.
You want porridge?
Yeah.
From whose attitude? Don't worry. So how's the work here?
Good.
The work is good?
Yeah.
Exactly. So weke yako ka skirting hapo katikati uachane na wao. Ama hiyo skirting itakuwa na ile ya kwenda juu. Tunaweza weka zile za kwenda juu tukiona kukwacha. Okay. Ama yeke tu skirting the same.
Itaenda mpaka juu.
Juu kabisa.
Hapo katikati.
Si inafaa ifike hapo hivi.
Hapo.
Nice.
So we're going to be having some different tiles that they're going to be rounding this kind of the pillar and reaching at this kind of the middle stage here to make sure that everything going to be reading so meticulous. Now you can see how the shining this kind of the floor going to be. And this is my selection. Talk about I want something that it will make me happy, not make them happy. No, it will make me happy because I'm the one who is here. Because when you are working with your own money and it doesn't have the conditions like, oh, you know, you have to do this because of that, you have to do that because of those. No, that's not the relevant thing that you're going to be looking forward to. This room is very, very big. 40 by 40, it gets 40 bags, or not 40 boxes of tiles. It's very big. It's very, very big. 40 boxes of tiles, and I don't know if they will finish. How many boxes are remaining? 8 boxes. And look at this kind of the space still 8 boxes. Look at this kind of the space still. It needs the tiles. Oh my living God. So we're gonna be running up to 50. Hey, it's a very big room. And you can see how it is. Very, very big. And we are moving very fantastic, logistically very nice. And we're gonna be moving and coming up to outside here. And we have to make sure that everything is ever coming out very meticulous. So keep tuned. I'm gonna be giving you much of the reservoirs that are gonna be coming and also tanganizing. The machine is here. It's waiting for the work to come. I don't know if it is on or it is off. Woo-hoo. There are so many stuffs inside here. I don't know. Hey, people are putting inside here some stuffs inside here. It might be a problem, and we have to turn it this way. Exactly. Wow. Yeah, the shoes are ever been kept there. Wow. It can do the work. Do you have work? Yeah, if you have work, bring it. Nourishing maize is like safari rally. Exactly. So right now, guys, the house is now looking a bit different, and we're gonna be now investing to have some of the windows, and that's what I'm gonna be moving up to make sure that everything goes on very meticulous at my home here. So, we have to get this kind of the stuffs. This kind of the shoes are being used in terms of when you go and you get some of the people having a polythene, they have laid it down. So for you not to harm and also tear it, you have to use this kind of the shoes in terms of the legs of that kind of the machine to make sure you're not spoil that kind of the stuff there. So yesterday I said about this kind of an area is to be cleaned very meticulous, and every kind of the stuff have to be seen how it's gonna be. So I've arranged all the timbers are ever arranged where possible. We have this kind of the timbers here. There are so many, and also to the top here we have this kind of they are called timber bags, and also the other timbers which are just normal. And also this area now is very clean. Also you can sit here, relax. But here I have already a septic. But people don't know, like I ever dug a septic in 2024 December, and it was made very meticulous because it's here. I've not yet constructed the whole zone because you can see it here. It's a very big hole, very big one. And also people right now, they're gonna be coming and parking here, but they don't know, like there's a very big hole which is to this kind of the place here, but they don't understand. Why am I doing this kind of the thing here? It's one thing about it is I want to have something like a perimeter wall. I think I'm gonna be starting from here and gonna be crossing it, because this kind of the fish ponds here, I'm gonna be checking if I'm gonna be converting the fish pond. I have only one. I want to operate with one, and the other one I want to make sure I'm gonna be constructing here maybe an outside a basking house. And I think it will be so meticulous if this kind of the house is going to be so meticulous. Whenever we're going to be coming to the underground to come and bask here a bit and make sure that we're going to be enjoying myself from this kind of the section, because sometimes you need some privacy, yeah? But sometimes you have to understand how you're going to be coming. But I have to check and to eat very private, and I have to see if we're going to be working to this kind of the position. But that's going to be coming maybe once upon a time, and things going to be working so properly here. And I'm going to be checking onto that one, and things going to be coming out more exclusively here. So I'm going to be getting to the top to make sure that I'm going to be checking myself there, and also handling much of the matters. Today I said about this kind of is going to be cut, but no. I've checked about the second thought about this kind of the tree. I have to see what's going to be coming as a relevant thing, because I have to think about it. If it's going to be cut or not, is it going to be having an effect about the tomorrow walling or the tomorrow things? Because I don't have to look for something today only. I have to see tomorrow but one. And what about the other day? How will it be affecting, or will it be having any kind of the infectious things? I have to see at it clearly. And that's why I'm rushing to see how this kind of tree going to be treated here. So after getting this kind of the wire out, that's why we are running with the J Castle construction, talk about the tiling, and also we have a section whereby the Wi-Fi, this is that tree here. This Wi-Fi gonna be penetrating through this kind of a zone. It's gonna be coming through this kind of the zone. There's a pipe here, and it's gonna be entering through this kind of the zone and getting inside the G castle to make sure that things are ever running inside there good, because everything has its own time, and the time when it reaches, everything gonna be working. So I'm gonna be looking for one window until I finish. Why am I saying so? It's because the windows are costing about 200 and the windows are costing 249,000, around 246,000, and we have to go direct to them to make sure that we have to get them. These are just the aluminum windows, and that's why if we invest into them, we will ever have them coming to this kind of the G castle. Also, we have much of the things to do still, because the days and we have March days also to cover much of the things, and that's how we're gonna be working. Much more, and I'm gonna be back to you to make sure that things gonna be happening very meticulous. So keep tuned. I'm gonna be back to you after handling much of the matters are gonna be arising, and let us keep on shining, moving forward, and always getting to the far point. And this is the way forward. We make it happen. Wow.